What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hard Park 703 channel. I haven't been active with like car modifications for a little while, but it's because I was saving up for something. I was saving up for something smaller than what I ended up getting. And so what I wanted was a new front lip, right? So I wanted like a little bit more aggressive lip for the vet because I just wanted to change it up. I want to do something. And so I was gonna do that, and then they were back ordered or whatever, and then I already started looking at like different grills that are more aggressive and stuff, and they make some really crazy stuff over in Europe, but they are really, really expensive. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna chop up the front bumper, then why don't I just look at my other options and stuff? So yeah, so for that matter, I was like, all right, so what can I get? And I started looking at like different bumpers and whatnot. And I'm obsessed with the zr1, obviously, right? I can afford a zr1, otherwise I'd be driving the zr1 right now. But I didn't know they make a really, really good replica front bumper for it, and it's from a really trusted like company, Vicrez, and Extreme Online store sells that, and so I love their reputation as well. They have great customer service and everything. So I researched and researched for so long, seeing how well it fits, what kind of modifications I would have to do, and how well it looks. But yeah, so anyways, so after, probably a good like 2.5 solid weeks of just over and over looking at it online, I finally pulled the trigger because I was like, all right, if I want this, I know it's going to look, like really dope. If I just keep waiting, it's going to take longer for it to ship and everything, and they've got it in stock right now. So I bit the bullet, ordered it up, and man, Extreme Online store, like they sent it out, I think within an hour and a half of me ordering it. And so here it is. It's the biggest box in the world. It's like the size of a coffin, actually. I am so happy the FedEx driver was able to get it up my driveway. It's a pretty steep driveway. But yeah, so let's go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you everything that it comes with. It comes in like a whole bunch of pieces, and I've seen tons of videos, so I kind of have an idea of how everything is supposed to go. And then we'll get into the whole thing of I got to go get it painted and everything, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see what's in here. Okay. And as I suspected, it's primarily all empty space. I mean, I guess they just need the box big enough to fit an entire bumper in it, but since there's not really much else that's going to go in there. All right, so I assume all the, screws and everything and extra plastic bits are here. This looks like the full bumper, and then this is probably the lip, so let's take it all out. All right, so I just want to see what's in this box first. Okay, so it looks like the grills. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna assume center grill. Cool. Side grills. Cool. Yep, okay. Interesting. And, oh, cool, okay. Yeah. The side wickers, they're not canards, I know that, but you guys know what I'm saying. The stuff that goes on the side of the bumper, man. The really, really cool looking part. That's what I mean. And let's see. Then these, I think these are the clip-in pieces that go on the edges of this or whatever, like on the front bumper. So it gives it like an accent. Cool. We'll get into that. Who is revving outside my house right now? You want to go? You want to go? All right, sorry. And then all the screws. I swear, another car is revving out there. Neighbors are really annoying when all they do is just rev outside and drive like idiots. I don't come into my neighborhood driving like that, so just putting that out there. Anyways, this next part is something that you would not know unless you researched this. So I'm happy that other YouTubers put their information out there, because otherwise I'd probably be lost installing this. So thank you to, I don't know. Okay, so middle grill comes with 2 openings right here. These are for your cameras, if you have the cameras. If you don't have the cameras, you're just going to use these plates. I don't remember if they have to be painted or not. I mean, that's up to your discretion or whatever. But anyways, you can block them off. You just put them in there or whatever, and then blah, blah, blah. This is good to go. Since I have the cameras, these would be like where you put the factory camera in it. And then it comes with a back piece to hold the camera in place. Like you put it in there and then you would tie, like screw it down that way. But anyways, this like clips in, and then you would have your cameras right there and then on the other side as well. All right, so now looking at it from the back side, from like if you were looking at it from the inside of the bumper. Okay, so you've got these like slots, right? And so I think that's for... This is like for one of your under trays or something like that. There's like 2 layers of under trays or something like that in the videos that I saw. I'll cover this more in depth once we get under the vehicle and everything. But from what I remember right now, there's like some type of tray or something that connects here before there's another one that connects lower. And these are the tabs. And so you would think these tabs are all like, oh, well, whatever. And like they all look the same. But apparently in the videos, it says that you're supposed to put them in order and they're actually marked, and they're marked super, super small. Okay, by like super small, I mean like, okay, so there's an A right there. I can't even see that with my eyes, but apparently this camera quality is better than my eyes. I'm getting old, whatever. All right, so that would be A. I already put them in order, but then this is B, right? You can see a B right there. And then C, D, E. And so I guess this one like goes right here, you know, and then the B goes to the next one, and so on and so forth. And apparently, I think like, you know, they're shaped a little differently each one, so they gotta be that way. But anyways, that's something that you learn from watching the YouTube videos from the actual company that made this, because otherwise you'd probably like screw this up or like install it incorrectly or wonder why things don't fit. So I'm wondering if like some of the reviews are like, I couldn't get this thing to work or whatever. Well, it's because it's one of those small little insider things that you should definitely pay attention to. Okay, so just took out the bumper. So that's it. It's beautiful craftsmanship, by the way. I'm really, really, really impressed. No, like, you know, it's very symmetrical. No uneven textures, no nicks or anything. I mean, dude, this is awesome. Like, I wish my car would just be like a flat black. Otherwise, you could just like slap it on or whatever. But yeah, so this is it's much, much more aggressive. And like the front swoops down way more. Like my hood's like here, whatever. This thing swoops down way more than the standard Z06 front bumper. So looks really good. I mean, even the backside's really flawless too. I mean, this thing is awesome. I'm in love, dude. Clips and everything. I mean, everything looks great. Nothing's broken. Stuff. So, wow, wonderful. Okay, so like me, like opening it up and putting everything like on the ground and stuff like that. This bumper is massive. This thing is going to be significantly bigger than the Z06 bumper that I have now. And I'm just realizing that now. Why? Because as I'm laying it on the floor, it takes up significantly much more space than the other bumper. I haven't taken the other bumper off, but I'm just saying I have a feeling it's much broader, like it's bulkier. Like walking from one side of it like to the other, it takes up a lot of room. And then, wait. When did I really realize this? That sounded horrible. When did I really realize this? Well, that happened as soon as I took out the lip from the box. Let me show you the lip. Let me turn this around. All right, this thing is massive compared to like the stage 3 lip that I have on my bumper now. This thing just swoops out so much more. So it's just so much more surface area. Like that's really like the stunning part. And that's what I wanted. I needed something. I needed to make my Corvette stand out. So this is definitely going to do it. So let me like give you a better view of like how big the front like ducts, not ducts, but grills are of this bumper. Like look at that. This thing is that is huge. Yeah. So it's really big. Now regarding the front lip, I guess it's 2 pieces. So remember how I told you there's like a like a top and bottom, like for two different types of like under trays should be going on. At least I know that like there's an inner part to the lip. So there's like so like this lip, it gets bolted on like underneath, right? And then I guess this is the tray that extends further out into the vehicle. And then I guess you'll probably be bolting up your under trays and stuff like that to the back end of this, right? So those clips that are supposed to go on the inside of this, the clips I told you that have to be like A through E or whatever, probably like have something to do with these in here, you know? So like I say, we'll figure it out once we get to GTPs and Chantilly Auto Body. So we'll talk more about that stuff there. Yeah, man, it doesn't really require any trimming, like much trimming. I mean, so like if this is the bottom of the bumper, right, like we're on the inside of the vehicle or whatever, like some of these holes like don't line up with the under tray per se. So then either you'd have to make like a few more holes or whatever, or like grind one of these out a little bit or something, you know. So small stuff like that right there, right? And then the other parts of the videos, they all showed pretty much the same thing. Then on the sides, so like if you get the passenger side of the bumper on, right? Like it clips on perfectly and stuff like that. When you try to bring this one around, it'll clip in and stuff, but you may, like if this is the wheel well, right? Like, you'd have to kind of like maybe like grind this out just a tad bit, like either a little bit higher or a little bit further in or something like that. So then that way it lines up better. But small stuff like that, not like, oh man, this tab doesn't fit entirely. No, like it all fits. It's just small little fixes like that. All right, time to get the car all cleaned up and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. All right, so you are about to see the BS that I have to go through now for the rest of my life that I have this car, because now it sits lower, and it only sits lower because the front end sits lower. I didn't even lower the car. So I was so happy when I sold the Mini and I didn't have to worry about this. You know, I was able to go up and down my driveway, and now this takes like an extra 15 to 20 minutes every single day. So let's say like 15 minutes or whatever. When you get home and you got to take out the ramps and everything, you got to line them up properly and stuff like that, creep the car up or whatever, blah, blah. And then let's say when you're going to leave again, then you got to do the exact same thing. You know, you could leave it out in the street if you want to, but I just like bringing the car up. So here we go. Okay, so it looks like I cleared. I didn't scrape, which is amazing. But the cracking that you hear, like from the boards, that really freaks me out. I'm like, oh my gosh, did something snap? Am I screwed? Like, am I gonna drag the board with me now? But luckily the boards all look intact. Solid wood. So yeah, now I gotta put them up into the garage and then you go about your day. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, if you have a date and you need to be there at a certain time, punctuality is not going to be an option anymore. I'm sorry. You know something else I just realized? The whole day is gone. Like, I started at 9 a.m. It's like 2:45 right now. From taking down the canopy, from setting it up to taking it down, to putting the boards up, putting the boards away, washing the car, waxing it, cleaning the wheels, you know, getting into the nitty gritty stuff on the vehicle or whatever like that, you know, like if you clean your exhaust tips and all that. I really wanted to go to like car shows today, and I was thinking it was a lot earlier, and I'm like, all right, so cool. You know, I was so focused on filming the driveway stuff that I completely forgot the point of this video was to show you the modification on the car. So without further ado, here it is. I present to you the zr1 front end conversion. Ta-da! So what do you think? Man, this thing was a huge project, but look how it turned out. It flows so beautifully with the vehicle. I'll swoop down. Look at that. Oh, it completely changed up the looks of the front. Look at that. Wow. Here, I'll move back. It's not, I wouldn't say it's longer than the other Z06 bumper, but it's definitely bulkier. So it doesn't extend out much further, but to the sides, yes, it does. So I had to trim the fenders, the fender spats, to have them match up with the, I guess, like, whatever you call these, not canards, but, you know, the end caps of the front lip for this bumper. Otherwise, you can't make it fit. You will not be able to make it fit. Like, the whole thing will come down if you don't use this piece. You could just have the lip and then not use this piece, and then you're fine, but it looks kind of funky because you just have a piece coming all the way down. So I think this actually looks better. And now I'll show you the other side. So we got some pretty even cuts on it. Actually, we got some epic cuts, so I'm not even gonna say pretty even. Like, that was solid work over at Chantilly Auto Body. So my goodness, thank you so much. It came out beautifully. It sits really, really low. I'm actually at an angle, like at an angle like this, so when you straighten out, it'll probably sit a little bit lower on that side. We were also able to reuse the brake ducts, which is awesome. And then now you can clearly see the transmission cooler, which is really cool. And I reinstalled the front cameras. So the kit is amazing. I mean, it comes with everything you need, and it all works. The fitment obviously was a different story. I mean, we had to make it work, but you can make it work. It just depends on how much money you want to throw at the vehicle. Oh yeah, another like quick thing. So it won't come with a spot for the Corvette emblem. So you'll have to get one and then just line it up, you know, and then put it on yourself. Because the OEM bumper and stuff, they come with like an indentation, you know. It's not a big deal. It's just you got to be OCD and line it up correctly. And heat it up well, so then obviously it adheres pretty well. Another like fitment issue was, well, I guess I didn't even go much over a lot of the fitment issues, but so like right here, you can see that it sticks out a little bit. It's not too bad. Like, I mean, looking at it from the front, it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. See, there's a little bit of a fitment issue right there too, but the other side, it's the driver's side that had more of an issue with the fitment. But everything else, I mean, you know, it's standard body work. If it even OEM stuff has issues, you know, so I'm not that upset, because with the Mini Cooper, when I had the Mini Cooper, I got a John Cooper Works front bumper, and even that thing didn't line up correctly, and that's, you know, OEM. So I'm not like, you know, crying over the bumper fitment. It fits as amazing as it will, and the quality is fantastic and everything. So Extreme Online Store and Vicrez, Vicrez created the bumper, I guess. Extreme Online Store sells it as well. But the bumper, it's solid. I love it. It really transforms the whole vehicle, And yeah, you just need a body shop to be able to do it. I guess you could probably try to install it at home if you know how to shave things down and whatnot, and get creative with like using different bolts. While I'm talking now, one of the under trays also didn't fit, so I just kept it off. There's 2 under trays, so just keep that in mind. So another thing I just noticed, you're gonna build up a lot of like debris and gunk in those little pockets on the corners of the bumper, just like the other standard bumper that I had on the Z06 with the lip kit, but there's less space to work with, so just get like a, just obviously it's common sense. Just get a towel or whatever, and then get like a stick behind it or whatever, and then that way you can get up in there, because I just noticed it was a little dirty. So anyways, cleaned it. It's gonna be my first drive cruising around with this bumper. I'm kind of scared because it's just really low. So you just gotta scan the road ahead, make sure there's like no dead squirrels, or you're gonna pick them up. There's not much you can do. I mean, the bumper sits pretty low on its own. So, the Corvette, I mean, if you're slamming it, then the bumper's going to be on the ground. But I didn't really alter the suspension except for messing with the stock bolts. So it's only, like maybe an inch lower. And so for that matter, yeah, just suck it up. That's the name of the game. I love how I said that to you guys, but I'm the one complaining right now for minutes on end. All right, so it's been a couple days, and I've been driving the car a lot, for my standards, and it's definitely the bumper's on there. Like no weird sounds or anything like that. Not that I was expecting any weird sounds, but just no creaks or anything like that. It's solid, and that just goes to show the craftsmanship and the work that my friends did. I'm so happy with that. The vehicle gets ridiculous amounts of attention. I don't even know where to start with that. The Z would always get attention, right? But now it's on a totally different level. It's really cool because like people will give you like the thumbs up at every single light, or people try to talk to you and stuff like that. I'm thinking it's probably because, I don't know, maybe there's enough people that know what the ZR1 is, I guess. And so maybe everybody's kind of confused. They're thinking it's a ZR1, and then not really, or maybe like some people know about vets and they see it's a Z06, but then they see the front end, they're like, whoa, that's like, it's totally different. Who knows? But regardless, it gets so much more attention. I think it's just throwing everybody off, like they're like, all right, this thing looks really modded, so I don't know if it's a Z06 or if it's a ZR1, blah, blah, blah. But like the true Corvette fans can obviously know where to look and stuff like that. And they're gonna be like, obviously it's a Z06 with the ZR1 front end. But the other thing is, I'll pull up behind cars. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just, if there's a modified car at the light or whatever like that, I'm the next car there. But Mustangs and any other car for that matter, I don't know why I threw out Mustangs. That just goes to show that they drive kind of aggressively. But yeah, so it'll be like Mustangs or Mopars and stuff like that or whatever. And they used to just launch at every light when I was behind them, and I'm just like minding my own business or anything. Now I'm like pulling up behind them, and I assume they probably look back and they're like, that looks different. So it's fun that I guess it's like, it's giving, I guess, the intimidation factor, I guess, or whatever, it gives it a much more aggressive look. So once again, they're probably trying to figure out, they're like, is that a ZR1 pulling up behind me or whatever? Which is funny because everyone just assumes the ZR1 is just the ultimate Corvette, which, I mean, it is. It's just the Z06, I mean, power's relative, right? So like you could have a base model and it could be a monster, but you just don't have the looks. So everyone just assumes like the ZR1's, oh my gosh, that's a ZR1, I'm not even gonna try that or whatever, but I would try a Z06. So it's just funny because everybody would launch when it was just a Z06 in the rearview mirror, and now when it's like a quote unquote, like a ZR1 looking type car, they're like, maybe not. So, and Z06 could be much faster than the ZR1 depending on your build or whatever. But it's kind of cool that they're just like, not gonna try this car or whatever. But yeah, but then I pass by them and then I assume they see Z06 or they just see that it's, you know, it's just the Z, it's not the ZR1. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like just mutual respect. I never go instigating with anybody. I never that guy who like just revs on somebody or like flies past them or whatever, you know, and it's just annoying that like everyone has to prove a point. And now it's just funny that like, you know, I'll be behind a car and they're just like, what is that? What is this thing? So anyways, pretty cool. A little side story. Don't know where I was going with that, but it's really late, so just bear with me. So I definitely have to get used to hitting like speed bumps at an angle. It sits low, and now that I've been driving it a lot, um, I haven't scraped anything. Like luckily, like knock on wood, man. Where's some wood? Oh, there's wood right here. Okay, but it sits really low. So if I've already seen like a dead raccoon in front of me or whatever like that. And luckily there were no vehicles next to me, so I kind of just swerved out of the way. But you're not gonna go over anything. You have to understand that you put this thing on. It's true. Like it was just theoretical or whatever when I was telling you earlier in the video, like, oh, you know, you try to avoid squirrels or whatever, anything dead like on the road. Nope. Now I can officially say that like it's not going to clear anything because I even pulled up slowly to a speed bump just to see like if I have to hit at an angle or if I have to go straight. You do have to hit at a slight angle or your very sides, like the little side winglets or whatever like that, those things are going to scrape. Not the center part, because the center part underneath the vehicle kind of dips up or whatever like that. It's kind of like an arch, like a crescent, whatever. But the sides will. So just keep that in mind. All right, now time to talk about Chantilly Auto Body because this is really meaningful to me. So just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so I took the vehicle, you know, to them, and when I was gonna get it back, I was like, hey, you know, the old parts. You think you just got like a plastic bag or something like that that I could put them in, so then that way I can put them in storage back at the house, you know, just so they don't scrape up or whatever. And they were just like, yeah, of course, you know. I thought that was that, but just look at how like above and beyond they went for me, and this is the part that's super meaningful. All right, so this is my original bumper in here. And I mean, I was thinking that it's going to be a random like little plastic bag or something like that. I mean, this thing is super padded. It's off of I guess a Lexus or whatever, Toyota, I don't know. But anyways, the thing is fully zippered, plenty of space, and it is super protective. And the inside is just lined up beautifully, like with like a felt liner or whatever. So this thing is gonna stay brand new. The bumper is gonna stay new forever. That's my OEM one. And then, they took the time to literally bubble wrap my entire OEM front lip, the like the stage 3 front lip or whatever from GM. But and look at that, and they even had it. Look, it's literally says genuine GM, which is awesome. You know, they probably had other GM pieces or whatever, but that's amazing. Okay, so not only that, but this is going to sound a little silly, but it really is meaningful to me. They even vacuumed out the driver footwell. And I say this because my portable vacuum sucks, and so that's why I never vacuum out the driver footwell. Like the passenger is just completely fine. I have no friends, so nobody ever sits in the passenger seat, so it's just always clean. I'm not gonna be happy to admit that right now, but whatever. But yeah, so dude, they literally vacuumed it out, and something that small, just small gesture like that, just to make the interior look brand new again. Um, it means a lot to me. Little things in life matter to me, and it's just an awesome feeling that I noticed that I was driving and then I was like, huh, and yeah. So for that matter is why I'm giving a big shout out to Ryan, Marlon, and Kenny over at Chantilly Auto Body. You guys are wonderful people. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate everything you guys did for me. Um, it's just awesome that they're friends of mine, but at the same time, they treat me like family. Like they really went above and beyond with that vehicle. I went to go check on my car. They parked it completely on its own with all the other vehicles in the Chantilly auto body like lot and stuff like that. They're like, oh, they do a lot of business. They had a spot like reserved for my car, and it was protected by 2 massive trucks on each end that were like 6 feet apart on each side. So that meant I got a huge section to myself, and that was so awesome to see, because I didn't even question, you know, like, oh my gosh, maybe what if there's a nick on the car or something? It's just awesome that somebody in life would give you that type of treatment, you know, and they would treat your car like as if it's a, you know, like a super limited edition Ferrari, and it's just a Corvette. And so, I'm not gonna get emotional or anything like that, but it means the world to me. I'm so fortunate to have such wonderful friends, and, you know, situations like this really show how wonderful those people are. And you can't forget about GTPs. I mean, all my friends and family there at GTPs, you know, I love you guys to death. Galen, thank you so much for introducing me to Ryan. You know, it's because of you that all this was possible. So it really means a lot, man. Thank you for always looking out for me. Thank you for always looking out for the car and stuff like that. You know, I'm just so fortunate to have such wonderful friends. And they're all in the car industry. So, you know, they really go above and beyond every single time. I take the car to get aesthetics done, or like, you know, power modifications, stuff like that. All of it all gets taken care of, and it's because of you guys. The vehicle wouldn't be the way it is without any of you. And so thank you for helping me build like my dream car. It means a lot to me. All right, enough of that sentimental stuff. I'm gonna get the car cleaned up, probably, maybe tomorrow, so that now I don't have to do it early before the car show on Saturday. And now I'm gonna try to figure out what I want to do next, whether it's gonna be like a power modification or if it's gonna be another aesthetics piece. Everything's so expensive for the vehicle, so it's not as easy as me being like, oh, I want this right now, let me click add to cart. That's how it was in the beginning. Things are just getting more and more expensive. So it's like, hey, you know what? You might want to check your bank account, buddy. So yeah, but I've got so many things that I want to do to this car. Just things are coming together just so beautifully, and I'm just going nuts. Like my head's just going crazy or whatever. I'm probably going to be living out of like a box soon because of this vehicle, but it's so worth it. If you get a chance to get a Corvette, I highly suggest it. This car is a monster. I love it. Now it looks as monstrous as it drives. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. But yeah, anyways, all right, I'm gonna end it there. If you guys like the video, go ahead and click that like button, hit subscribe, and I'm gonna be bringing some content to you guys real soon. I've got a lot. I've got a lot going on. Just bear with me. I know I haven't been active for like a little while, you know, that's just life, but I'm ramping it back up, all right? See you guys.